What you see in front of you is a cobblestone farm that makes use of wither block breaking mechanics to generate about 44,000 cobblestone per hour. And the wither is trapped in a cage I saw from someone named Dark in combination with the bubble column mechanics I saw from Cubic Meter's Obsidian Farm video. I'll leave their links in the video description. In this video, I will cover how this farm works, benefits of such farm over a TNT-based one, why it's more reliable than older prototypes I made, and a Superflat and Skyblock friendly version that doesn't use scaffolding or snow. Let me start off by briefly explaining how this farm works. If I get closer to the wither, we will see it has a 3 by 3 by 4 break range. Anything below that won't be broken. We have closed fence gates here which have hitboxes slightly taller than normal blocks. That makes sure that they are not within the wither's break range, while also ensuring that the wither can't move around here. And right above it, we have a boat to make sure the wither can't fly up. And right here, we have a shield to shield the snow golem from rain. And speaking of the snow golem, we have a snow golem in a scaffolding block. It can shoot the wither, but the wither can't shoot back. This snow golem is required to make sure that the wither actually breaks the blocks, as it needs to be damaged to do so. Right here we have an iron golem that works as a decoy to make sure the wither won't shoot any blue skulls, and it always has a target. So if I go in survival mode right here, the wither won't actually be bothered by me. It only wants that iron golem until it's dead. So let me go back in creative mode. Right here we have an unbreakable wall. So we have lava in here and water in here. That's to ensure that when the farm gets unloaded, the wither can shoot a few blue skulls. The blue skulls can break basically any breakable block. That includes obsidian. So to ensure they don't do any damage, we have lava behind here, and the wall will just get regenerated. Right here we have the cobblestone generators. They generate and push the cobble in just the right time. Right here we have the clock, right here, and we have the collection system. So the items get collected in hopper minecarts and regular hoppers. This can easily be replaced with shulker box loaders, but that's not required at the moment. And now to this weird cobblestone generator. There are a few things about it. Firstly, it's really far away from the actual cage. That's to make sure that the pistons never push the blocks too far. So like this line here, would be further than piston push limit, and that way the farm never clogs up and lets the wither loose. One more thing is the weird cobblestone generation. As you can see, we have a slice missing here and we have blocks missing here. That's to make sure the wither's eyes, the red line and the blue line, are never inside a block, because then the wither would stop seeing the iron golem and could start shooting blue skulls. And right here, we're missing some blocks because just to make sure the black skulls won't get caught on anything and explode inside the cage. So right here I have a TNT-based cobblestone farm. It's originally designed by El Mango and modified by Eagle Eye 621 to have even higher rates. It produces 171,000 cobblestone per hour. So why should you use the wither-based farm rather than this, since it produces so much more? Well, first of all, some people generally dislike the unnecessary use of TNT duplication. As in this case, a dispenser would do just fine, but people still choose to use TNT duplication because it's free. Another reason is some people play in servers where TNT duplication is patched. Usually those servers are on bukkit-based software like Paper, in which case you should really reconsider your life choices. But jokes aside, the wither-based farm should work just fine on those servers. One more advantage of wither-based farms is that for TNT you need sand. Sand can be very hard to get on certain worlds. If you're playing on Skyblock or on Superflat, you actually need to build a platform on a certain Y level, wait for a wandering trader to spawn, and hope it has the sand trade you need. And then you need to find a way to get more of that sand. So you either duplicate it on an end portal or you void trade it. But if you don't have end access, you're completely stuck and you have to wait for more wandering traders. And in Superflat, you can't really get coral fans, so you need to figure out a way to duplicate TNT without those. So before we continue to the Skyblock and Superflat friendly version, let's go back to one of my older prototypes. And now you will notice, first of all, this prototype is much smaller than the other ones. And there are a few issues with this. Even though if we start the farm right now, we will notice that there isn't any real no noticeable inconsistencies. But as I will show, there are a few very big issues. So let's summon the Iron Golem. Now let's summon the Wither. And as soon as the Wither spawns, we will shoot it with a snowball. We shoot it with a snowball, and now the snow golem will start shooting. And now we turn on the farm. And now you might say that this works perfectly fine, and I'm coming up with problems, but if we unload this farm, the snow golem can temporarily lose interest in the wither. Um, the wither will stop breaking blocks for a while. The issue with that is firstly, some stone will be pushed out into the water column, getting the iron golem killed. So we can prevent that by putting these furnaces right here. And these hoppers right here to make sure no items get wasted. So that problem is solved. But one very big issue is that a block can cover the snow golem. The snow golem will stop being able to shoot the wither, and the wither will get further crammed in here, and it will start shooting blue skulls and stuff. And that's a really big issue because it can get the wither to escape. And that's why we need the bigger farm with pistons that reach push limit. So to demonstrate this reliably, of course we can bypass this by not unloading the farm while it's running and just turn it off if you are looking for a more compact design. But let's quickly demonstrate why this is an issue by enabling carpet, extreme behaviors, true, and let's stick warp this a bit. So now weird things that entities do will start happening now, and this farm is immune to that completely. But this farm, let's see what happens. Stick warp, let me speed up the game a bit. And now the game is running a lot faster while doing the exact same tasks. So I'll just wait until a block gets pushed into above the snow golem. I might have to speed up the footage. Oh, here we go. It just happened. As you can see, the stone was pushed into the water column. The wither doesn't have a target anymore. It'll start shooting blue skulls because it can't see that iron golem. And any moment now, the wither will be set loose. Lava is leaking, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty insane. And the wither is shooting blue skulls. As you see, it blew up a lot of blocks. Now it's targeting the snow golem with its black skulls, and now it had escaped. And with that disaster out of the way, let's see what happens when I enable extreme behavior on this farm. So let's make sure carpet extreme behavior is true. And I'm going to clear my inventory, and let's turn this on. And I'm going to speed up the game one more time. And go on free cam. And now we can see sometimes the farm takes longer to break the stone. Some stone stops getting pushed at all because extreme behavior is enabled. And this would have been a big issue on that farm. Right here, we can just restart the farm anytime and it'll just start working properly again. Just a moment. And as you can see, the farm is working normally again until the stone generators jam again. And that's not an issue because the wither can't escape. Nothing a low restart can't fix. And it seems like our storage here is overflowing. Unfortunately, some materials used in this farm aren't actually available in some modes of Skyblock and aren't available in Superflat. So we have a scaffolding here. We can't get bamboo in Superflat, and we have a snow golem here, and we can get snow in Skyblock. So if we move to this farm, we actually bypass both these issues. The scaffolding is easy. We can just replace it with a trapdoor, since we don't need to place a snow golem here. And the dispenser here is full of arrows, and it's what we will use to shoot the wither to actually break the block. I have extreme behavior enabled, so let's see this farm in action. I have a lot of arrows here. They go all the way to this dispenser. And I have this extra redstone line that shoots an arrow as this stone is pushed. So let's try this. Let me enable the farm and quickly tick warp it. As you can see, the arrows are shooting the wither. Uh, Now the wither is taking damage faster than it can heal, but since arrows can't damage the wither when it's below half health, that's not a big issue. The only annoying thing about that, the farm will waste more arrows while generating less stone. So you can keep it running at a lower speed, or you can just disable it, let the wither heal, and come back to it. Since you really get a lot of cobblestone, I already ran this farm before, but you get a lot of cobblestone before it reaches half health. So let's just see what happens when it does reach half health. Yep, and here we go. The farm actually slowed down. Let me disable the tick warp, and you will see the farm is running a bit slower. Now I might do a few adjustments to avoid cobblestones to getting stuck in places like this, but there isn't much I can do with the cobblestone in that boat. But I will have some small adjustments in the schematic, hopefully. Did you find this video useful, educational, or fun to watch? Did you build this in your survival world? I would really appreciate if you like, sub, share with your friends, and make sure to leave a comment.